Welcome back to another edition of Real Answers, a regular Wednesday feature here on the Family Life Noon Report, where we discuss the issues that matter to families with licensed mental health counselor Christopher Anderson. Chris, welcome back.
Thank you, Mark. Good to be here.
A frosty welcome back to you. It's here we are in the late January, and it's smack dab in the middle of the winter blues.
Let this winter pass on by.
You know, Christmas in the rearview mirror. The driveway is encrusted in ice and snow in a lot of cases, and it's cold and it's nasty, and what are we to do?
That's right. And it's so, you say that Christmas and the holidays are in the rearview mirror, and now we've kind of entered that period of time when most people, I should say, have taken down their lights, and it's not quite as bright and cheery out in the streets as it was even 1 month ago. So we're definitely into the I don't know, it's not really a dog days of winter. What's the opposite of the dog days of summer? We're in the middle of it now, aren't we?
So, I mean, we've actually, in more recent times, we've heard some more proper terms put to some of this, such as SAD, seasonal affective disorder. So speak to that a little bit, if you would.
Yeah, the reduced light, natural daylight that we have in these parts here in the wintertime definitely has an impact on people. Over the course of, we'll say, the past 20 years, it's become more evident. And they've actually, like you just alluded to, has given it an actual disorder name, seasonal affective disorder. And I would say to some degree, most people are probably impacted by it, or, to one degree or another. You do have folks that really enjoy wintertime. And then, believe it or not, Mark, there's actually a subset of folks that have seasonal affective disorder in the summertime.
I'm married to one.
Okay.
Anything above like 60, she gets increasingly unhappy. So she embraces winter. So yeah, it's not everybody.
Yeah. There's not that many people that do say that they would prefer to have the dark, gloomy days of winter over the bright sunshine of summertime, but they're out there.
I guess in our region here, primarily in New York and Pennsylvania, where we get winter in spades, as it were. It's the worst problem here. It's not just weather, though, is it?
No, a lot of it has to do, again, like I said, you get the hustle and bustle of the holidays, and then, of course, after that, there's a big slowdown right afterwards. But then, a lot of people are like, okay, come on, spring, let's get those brighter, sunnier days back. It's not entirely winter. Again, it's just kind of a change in the activity levels, and there's not as much going on immediately after the holidays. So there's a lot of factors that really kind of play into it. But the amount of daylight, the amount of sunny days, in theory, is a lot less, obviously. In the wintertime, we don't have the several days in a row of sunshine. And it's that natural lighting and people's lack of exposure to it is probably the primary driver of seasonal affective disorder.
You're listening to Real Answers, a regular Wednesday feature here on the Family Life Report. I'm here along with licensed mental health counselor Christopher Anderson. We're singing the winter blues, as it were. So what are some good practical ways to tackle that, Chris?
Well, one thing you want to do is you want to maintain your communication and your contact with other folks. Continue to go to church. Continue to, if you're involved in small group ministries or other activities for your church, just maintain that structure, maintain that contact with others. That is really important. You don't want to, you don't want to isolate. If you do have a hard time with some seasonal depression, you definitely don't want to isolate and keep yourself away from others. Maintain your activity level, maintain your daily routine, because that right there is very important. That keeps you going. And then also, if you can get outside on a day that is a little brighter or a little sunnier and a little bit warmer. I know that's been hard to do this January. This has been a very cold January.
Yeah, for sure.
Try to get out and get some of that natural sunlight reflecting off the snow into your face. They say even as little as 15 minutes can have a noticeable impact on your mood levels. Getting that fresh air as well. We tend to stay inside, and stagnant air can also not be the healthiest thing in the world. So get outside, get some fresh air, and also exercise. If you belong to a gym or otherwise you like to put on the cross-country skis, the snowshoes, or just walk up and down your road a few times just to keep your activity levels up, those are things that are all going to make a big difference.
Just find a way to embrace it one way or the other.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. You've been listening to Real Answers, a Wednesday feature of the Family Life Noon Report, where we discuss the issues important to families with licensed mental health counselor Christopher Anderson. Thanks again, Chris, and stay warm.
My pleasure. Absolutely. You too, Mark.
Thank you for listening to this Family Life News podcast. If you've been encouraged by what you've heard, please share it with others and click the subscribe button to automatically receive future episodes. Family Life is a listener-supported ministry. Podcasts like this are made possible by your financial partnership. Find out more at familylife.org.